Your boy Ox the Light. Check me out.
Happy New Year, guys, and welcome to the Willy Bobo Show. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody had a very safe and happy holiday season, and I hope that everyone is having a great New Year starting off. So today we're going to cover a couple of topics that, of course, I wanted to get into deeply. First one we're going to talk about is the SB4 law. This is a horrible violation of civil rights on so many different levels. Then we're going to get into the Big East. You remember the Big East? Remember how beautiful the Big East used to be? Saturday afternoons, watching some of the most incredible talent that you could ever see across the country, coming from the biggest cities in the Northeast, some of the best coaching personalities you could ever think of. Also, we're going to talk about UTSA. They have done a lot of great things here, guys, and I hope you're recognizing what's going on in this city, because UTSA is now making a stamp for itself. And I hope that that's going to really propel them to be able to be the school that they should be. It's been a long time coming. Also, we're going to talk about 5% God-body mathematics. A lot of my friends a lot of my associates don't really understand that formative concept. They don't understand, don't wish me Merry Christmas, Thanksgiving, things of that nature. There's a particular reason why. When I get into this segment, I'm hoping that my friends will now, my associates, I got to call it like it is, will understand now who I am, what I stand for, and for persons like my man WHC3 Kareem, also my man Royal King Minus, Charlie Payday X, peace to the gods. We should be able to build and destroy, shed light on these things. Welcome to the Willy Bobo Show. SB4, what is it? This new law that the guy up in Austin in the wheelchair, he passed this one basically saying that anybody who is suspected of being an illegal immigrant can now be arrested and detained by any level of law enforcement. So now this has gone beyond the sweeps of the federal government. So now you put basically a Jim Crow situation on the Latino Hispanic community. And that's real, because you have to see how it correlates. Right after slavery, black people faced Jim Crow, which was basically making life extremely hard for us, imprisoning us for erroneous reasons. Look at the movie Life, right? Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. That was a big depiction of it. So when you take away resources from people, they find themselves in a position to do what they have to do in order to survive. People coming across the border, oh, they're so dangerous. You know, man, these people coming across, they're chasing what it is that these same people from Ellis Island came here chasing. They're chasing freedom. They're chasing an opportunity. They're chasing what you have portrayed to them as the American dream. This is what you gave them. When they open textbooks and they look on TV, it's the American dream. Give us you're tired, you're hungry, and you're poor. But now, you want to try to arrest people for what it is that you think that they are. So here's how it goes down. So again, this SB4 law, which was passed a few weeks ago by the great Governor Abbott here in Texas, is saying that any law enforcement can arrest anyone suspected of being an illegal immigrant beyond just crossing the border. Can you say racial profiling? Yeah, I definitely think that strikes a chord. Also, can you say social injustice? Look at it firsthand of what it is. You are now attacking people based upon what they look like. Welcome to being black. You're targeting people because of what you think that they have come from. Welcome to being black. Now you're targeting people just because you're trying to get rid of them because your numbers are dwindling. Welcome to being black. Now they put you in the same boat as we are. Now you can't do your damn job on a day-to-day basis if you are a migrant worker, if you are a guy that does roofing, plumbing, landscaping. What if you don't speak good English? What if you want to dress the way that you dressed when you were back in Mexico? That's your given right. But they're going to arrest your ass. Probable cause. Peace to Brand Nubian. Probable cause, probable cause. You don't have to break no laws. They say probable cause. Then they arrest you and probably turn you into ICE. Think about how many children might be affected by this. Think about how many kids right now that go to school here that might be affected by this. Now, thank God that Sheriff McManus, Sheriff Salazar have already said that they're not going to really chase this terrible thing, okay, for lack of a better word. Terrible thing here that Governor Abbott has really put across to people. You can't do this, man. It's bad enough of him taking a lot of these people, shipping them off to New York, Chicago, other places, after they've already written that they don't want these people here. They've tried to get laws placed to stop them from doing this. So now, give us you're tired, you're hungry, you're poor, is stretching off to other states that can't do anything with these people. Did you know that in New York City, a lot of these people are being housed in 5-star hotels? That's off our tax dollars. That's increasing the national debt. What personally can you have against Hispanic people coming across the border, Abbott, to where you would pass such a heinous law? But you know what though? Probable cause can go a lot of different ways. Let's look at the definition, right? Probable cause is where there's a reasonable basis for believing that a crime may have been committed for an arrest, or when evidence of the crime is present in the place to be searched for a search. I hope to God it doesn't go south, but all I know is this: it could get real ugly real fast, because you're not arresting the right people, man. The people that you really need to arrest are wearing the badges. The people that really need to be arrested are making the legislative calls. There's only really one way to get out of this. Brown unity, unification. It'll work. So we have to ask ourselves, why now? All of a sudden, why now? My math bets on the fact of the matter that almost a year after the numbers came out, that the Hispanic population of Texas has now supplanted the white population of Texas, not by much. So we're looking at 40.2% of Texas population is a sliver more than non-Hispanics, whites, at 39.8%. Now, if you also factor in the fact of the matter that European, Caucasian, white people have not been populating as they normally did since the 80s. Interracial, dating, children have been increasing. Their numbers have been decreasing. So if they realize they are now, for the first time in over 100 years, they are now one of the minorities in Texas, this is another thing that scares them. Watch the numbers. Numbers don't lie. They're always watching the numbers. It's a numbers game. So now we throw SB4 in here to make sure that we keep the numbers balanced. But the scale's are always unbalanced. Yo, you remember the Big East? I mean, the Big East. When it was the Big East, right? When you would turn on the TV and you could find Syracuse playing Georgetown, and Boeheim and Coach Thompson are damn near about to fight at center court. They literally hated each other. Like they really fucking hated each other. Big East basketball was not supposed to be. Big East basketball, if you know the history of it, it was one of those things that people said was going to fail because the Big East schools weren't big schools. The biggest school in the Big East at the time was what, Syracuse? Most of the Big East schools don't have football programs. At the time, they didn't, right? So it was all about ball. It was all about those kids from the inner city that were gritty, grimy, grew up trying to get up out the projects, man. Coaches that grew up the same way, around the way. Coaches that took to heart, man, playing basketball at a high level. Coaches that did things the right way. Coaches that really made an impact on a man's life. Growing up from a boy to a man. Think about what Coach Thompson did for Allen Iverson. Think about what Boeheim did for a lot of dudes. Carmelo Anthony, just to name one. The Big East was a gorgeous thing to watch, man. When you had PJ Carlesimo, man, even though he got choked the fuck out, which he really rightfully deserved it, in my opinion, by Latrell Sprewell, Carlesimo was a damn good coach. And then you look at the core of the Big East at that time, right? So you're talking about Rick Pitino when he was at Providence. You're looking at St. John's, the Red Man, Red Storm, being coached by Lou Carnesecca, right? Which I used to look at Carnesecca and be like, man, what do you know about ball, dude? You're not even 5'9", man. It's crazy shit. You look at UConn, Coach Calhoun, bad man. Coach Calhoun put some thoroughbreds around, Then you take into accord great players like Walter Berry, Troy Bell. This is my list, man. I hope somebody else has a list to chime in with. Terry DeHare, PE, crazy PE, Patrick Ewing. Knicks fans, stop being so disrespectful to that man. Because without Pat, man, there's a lot of success that the New York Knicks wouldn't have seen. And if the front office had only gotten him somebody to help him out that was actually more than just a run-of-the-mill player, no disrespect, Starkey Love, all those dudes, but they were not all-stars. Can you name me one all-star that Patrick Ewing played with? But, side note, I digress. We're looking at Zoe, Billy Owens, Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin, Malik Sealy, Charles Smith, and think about the University of Pittsburgh. Send it in, Jerome! Damn, I love that call. People don't break backboards anymore and I do that. You're looking at Sherman Douglas, Reggie Williams at Georgetown. That was a crazy motherfucker. Along with Sleepy Floyd, Derek Coleman. And that's just, scratching the surface. That adds in, AI like I talked about, Ray Allen, Kerry Kittles. When the Big East was pure, intense basketball. Now, of course, I grew up with the ACC, Big Ten, a couple of schools in the SEC. But there was nothing like a Saturday afternoon when you were watching the Big East go at it. Wow. And then when ESPN picked up the Big East, Big Monday, that was my favorite day of the week. There will never be another conference like the Big East. There will never be another story like the Big East. Check out Requiem for the Big East, guys, if you can find that documentary, because it really breaks down a whole lot when it comes down to the rise and fall of the Big East Conference. I miss you. I hope that you can resurrect yourself somehow, because the world of basketball really needs the Big East Conference again. The Big East Conference was more than just basketball, man. It was the characters, the coaches, the cities, the rivalries. Playing the Big East tournament inside Madison Square Garden, man. It's a damn shame that money caused the Big East to dissipate. It's a shame that all these legends are not talked about. These legends have gone to the wayside. these legends that we should pay homage to are being ignored. There are a lot of great innovations that came from the Big East, a lot of styles of play, a lot of coaching tactics that are being used around this country right now. The Big East was basketball at its finest. And everybody says that the ACC at that time was the greatest. I'll give it to you. Championships do show. But when I tell you there was no greater competitive league, night in, night out, than the Big East. Special shout out, big up, great job to UTSA. The University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners have won their first bowl game for the first time in school history. Considering that this program didn't start until 2011, you guys have done a great job. They have won, well, they've gone to bowl games. You know, they've lost a few. They've actually had some guys make it to the league. They started out with a very high-profile coach named Larry Coker. Now, for those of you that don't know, Coach Coker came from the University of Miami, where he was very successful. I thought really that it was going to be an incredible hire because in my mind, Coker is going to bring that pipeline, of talent that he was able to recruit going to Miami, thinking that they may have brought them here. Well, it's kind of like, being a Spur here in San Antonio. Small market, right? It's going to be hard to get those big time name kids here, right? But then transfer portal that's opened up now has made it great. That quarterback Harris that they have, too bad he got hurt. I think that he probably would have been a first round draft pick at quarterback. He was just that damn good. UTSA has put some guys in the league. You're talking about strong defensive end for the Cardinals, Kevin Strong, Larry Watson playing for Cleveland, Rick Wolin, very impressive corner that plays for Seattle. Cats like 6'4", 210, can cover corner to corner, field to field. I mean, this dude is good. This dude is really good. I had a chance to catch him on the last Monday night game that Seattle played. Very, very impressive guy. Also, you're looking at, let's not forget, huge difference maker out there for San Francisco right now. Offensive tackle, none other than Spencer Buford. Evidently, great coaching staff. Evidently, great support system. The community around here has held up UTSA very, very well for them to be able to go out, recruit, put together a damn good season, man. Damn good season, especially when it didn't start to look so great in the beginning. UTSA is going to be on the upward bound. And this is something we need to take in mind, man, because we need to try to keep our kids right here. Since I've been here, I've noticed that a lot of kids from here wind up going to Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, TCU, Rice, Baylor. Why is this happening? There's nothing wrong with UTSA. They're showing you the way. Good job, guys. Keep it moving. To a lot of people, I probably seem a bit different. I'm, as my man Kareem said, that I'm a bit standoffish. I put people off sometimes. I'll take that. One of the reasons being for that is because of the fact that I have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that permeates through my soul. I learned this a very long time ago, and picking it up myself, I read what I needed to read. What I mean by that is being 5%. Now, we are referred to as the nation of gods and earths. A black nationalist group, sometimes it's called. Founded in 1964 in Harlem. Of course, it's like the borough of Manhattan. Fard Muhammad, Allah the Father, who was previously known as Clarence 13X. The fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I know. Erykah Badu told you too. I'm going underwater with $3.06. Yeah, you might laugh because you did not do your math. You listen to it all the time in hip hop, ranging from Wu-Tang speaking the language to Wyclef Jean writing a beautiful song called Peace, God. Because in Genesis, it did tell you that ye are gods, did it not? Back to Erykah Badu. If we were made in his image, then call us by our names. Most intellects do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. Black man is God, original man, sole controller of the universe. That's who we are. It's a beautiful thing once you learn your math. Once you do your math on a daily basis and you read the other prescribed things that we are supposed to endeavor ourselves in, you'll notice a change within self. You'll start to wake up and recognize exactly what has been put forth here in a devilish way. You'll start to see devils for whom they are. Because you have to understand something. 5%ers are not anti-white. We're not specifically pro-black. Some brothers do take it to that extent. But what we are is anti-devil. Because you have to understand, those devils, man, they come in all colors, shapes, and forms. And many of those devils look just like you. You see, 85% of the people here on this planet are deaf, dumb, and blind, followers. Then you have 10%ers, bloodsuckers of the poor, if you will. I'm not going to call any names, but for those evangelists that have G5 jets, multi-million-dollar cathedrals, wearing Rolexes and things, those are your 10% bloodsuckers of the poor. Then you have 5% people. 5% of the people in this world that know who the true and living God is. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. We have Latino brothers and sisters. We have white. We have Asian. For all those that are able to see within themselves the true light of God. It's a beautiful thing, knowing that mathematics, which forms all quadrants of the universe, from simple mathematics to quantum theory, it all resides within you. It just depends on how you can find it and bring it out within yourself. For example, woman. So, as black man epitomizes knowledge, the black woman is taught that they are symbolic to the earth because of the fact that women produce and sustain human existence, as does the earth. Now, female 5%ers are referred to as wisdom. If you have a good woman in your life, she's taking care of the house, she's educated, she raises the children well, she reflects your light because you're a good leader, and she can trust you to be a good leader. That means that she's your wisdom. Knowledge, wisdom equals understanding. So if you have a relationship, you need to make sure that you give forth the knowledge that she can shine from, regurgitate, create, innovate, in order to pass on the wisdom of her to the understanding of the child. A beautiful trinity. The bond between man, woman, and child. Thinking about how to reach higher elevations with this woman. Because of the fact that she has dual fold responsibility, you have no idea of how important she really is. So you also have to realize that this is not a religion. Religion carries blinders, does it not? This is a way of life. Because you have to do the math every day. The math doesn't change. Only the equation does. Each day there's going to be a different frequency of life. Each day there's going to be a different mode, a different meaning, a different method. So behind each one of those meanings, modes, and methods, you need to find out exactly what the mathematics are behind that in order to show you how to get through that day, that month, that year, that hard time. Trying to figure out who yourself is, where yourself is going, who yourself has been with, and what yourself has been through. Supreme mathematics is a system of understanding numerals alongside concepts that are qualitative and represent, such as 1 being knowledge, 2 being wisdom, 3 being understanding, 4 being culture or freedom, 5 being power or refinement, 6 being equality, 7 being God, 8, build or destroy. It's one of my favorites. 9 is going to be born or birth. Common sense, right? 9 would equate to 9 months of birth, 9 months of incubation before birth. And then the completion, cipher. 360 degrees, I revolve. Go back and listen to Rakim. Please do. Move the crowd. Man, the God really put it down and moved the crowd, but you got to really listen to what the God is talking about and move the crowd. Poor righteous teachers. Whew. Poor righteous teachers will give it to you. You know what I mean? Just listen. The math is always there, man. The Supreme Alphabet is a system of interpreting text and finding deeper meaning from the Nation of Islam lessons by assigning actual meanings to the letters of Latin script. So, for example, A would be Allah, or arm, leg, arm, head. You would have the 12th letter, L, which stands for love. You would have the 13th letter, M, which stands for master. So once you dabble in this, man, if you know somebody, hell, look it up, man, right? Just look it up. 5% nation of gods and earths. Educate yourself, man. Get away from religion. Religion carries blinders. You cannot see what's out here. You're only taught what you know. So you either know what you know or you know what you don't know. And a man that knows everything knows that he knows nothing. Now, these things, you guys are probably like, what the hell is he talking about, man? Please get with me. Check the links below. Send me an email. Give me a call. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook. Let's build. Okay? Let's get together, guys. For my brothers out here that are 5% thorough, because there are some fake ones out here. Believe that me? I know that. For all my brothers that are thorough, let's get it together. Each one teach one, man. Because once we as a people, not just black people, but as a people, start to realize what we are together, man, the distraction of racism really won't last much longer. Thank you for tuning in once again, man. If you guys have an idea for the show, if you want to be on the show, if you have a question, comment, whatever have you, please hit me on the links below, yo. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, don't forget to check out Shopify, willywear.com, so that you can get your flyest, newest, latest editions of WillyWear for your street needs. Also, I do have that fly music pumping all over the place right now. AKSDALITE, pronounced Ox Delight. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Willy Bobo Show. I'll see you next week.
We will do or die.
Your shit is pure garbage.
Our shit is mad fly.
We'll fucking eat you up.
So you did and you died.
Piss on your tombstone.
Here lies the lesser known.
See through you while you choke.
Your style is compost.
Your speech got halitosis.
We through the cosmos.
I got this planet Earth.
I'm smoking good earth.
Got my reality.
Yo, I got 3 words.